We all live in a yellow submarine, a yellow submarine, a yellow submarine. We all live in a yellow submarine, a yellow submarine, a yellow submarine, in a town that I was born. Hi Eastside, it's Miss Ray again. Today we're going to do something else fun that you can do at home with the materials you have in hand. We're going to make an origami fish, and then we're going to make a cool video just like the one I just showed you. That's a video that I made this morning using this setup right here. Now, you might say to me, Miss Ray, I don't have origami paper at home. That's all right. You can make this fish out of any paper. So I'm going to show it to you using a piece of scrap paper I have lying around. This is just some music. Don't tell Miss Steves that we're using music as waste paper. Okay, we're not using this music anymore. Okay, so to make an origami fish, the first thing you have to have is you have to have a square piece of paper. Now, who knows what the difference between a square piece of paper and this piece of paper is? This is a rectangle, correct? This is a square. What's the difference between a square and a rectangle? Well, it's very simple. A square has the bottom side the same length as the side. So that means that each of the sides is the same length all the way around. So how are we going to make this rectangle into a square? Well, it's simple. You have two choices. You can either make this side longer or you can make this side shorter. So let's do that because that's easier. So I'm going to take the bottom side and I'm going to use it, fold it up along this long side, and I'm going to measure and I'm going to say that's how long the bottom side is. So I'm going to make this side also that same length. Do you see what I've done? So I've taken this length, I've put it up against that length, and once I got it along that line, I push back till I make a crease. And now if I cut this out, voila! Is it going to be a square? Let's look at it. Yes, we made a square. Cool. Now how easy was that? That is a life skill, how to make a square out of a rectangular piece of paper. And the great thing is we also have the first fold done for our origami fish. Now, I'm going to show you how to do origami. Some of you will probably have already done origami. If you have, this is a very easy thing we're doing. If you haven't, this is a bit challenging. So, watch me. I'm putting these 2 points together. Because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to fold this square in half and have both sides the same. So I put the 2 points together, I hold the edges where they are, and I move my thumbs back. Can you see this? I move my thumbs back and I crease with my 2 thumbs from the inside out. Now let's just do that again. So I folded this over to where the points meet. I get the points meeting, I get the 2 sides meeting, I hold those and I go back towards the crease. Now lots of people when they start origami, they fold it over and they start with a crease and then it's all wrong because these aren't matched together. Now if you do it wrong, it's okay because this is a fish, it's a very simple project, so you don't have to worry about it too much. But it's nice to get it right, okay? So now we've got this square divided into 4 quarters. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you see that it's like a bowl, that it goes in toward the center? Flip it over. Now it's like a pyramid, okay? It's going up toward the center. That's where the music is on mine. Now, I'm going to fold it in half the other way. So that means I'm going to take this side and I'm going to match it with that side. So I'm holding the side with my hands and I'm going back with my thumbs toward the crease and out. Did you see that? Let's do it again. We did that one. Now we're going to fold this one as well. So I'm putting the two edges together carefully, holding on to them, and I'm going back towards where I want it to be creased. Make that a nice crease. Make this one a nice crease. Now, we have this thing that's like that. You see that it's like a tent? Now this is the only just slightly tricky part to this. It's not very tricky. It's sticking up. I'm going to turn it over so it's like a bowl, and I'm going to pop the center up. Okay, so let's go back and do that again. So here's after I've just done this crease and this crease, right? It's like a tent. I turn it over so it's like a bowl, and I pop the center up. And when I pop the center up, these two creases start to go in. And I say to myself, okay, I'll just keep pushing those in. And watch this. That becomes a triangle. Whoa, see, my creases aren't exact either. These aren't matching up perfectly, but I'm not going to worry about it because it's still going to be a beautiful fish. Okay, did you guys all get that part? If you didn't, just rerun, just pull back on the video and you can watch it again. Okay, so now we want to make our fish. How did we make those fish tails? Tricky. Not really tricky, it's quite easy. Okay, see this line here in the center? See how there's two flaps? There's this top one and the bottom one. The bottom one is going to be the fish, and the top one is going to be the tail. We're going to fold it over. We're not going to fold it to that line. We're not going to fold it to that line. We're going to fold it to the other side of that line. So I'm bringing this across that line just a little bit. See? Across that line. And now I'm going to fold it down. Doesn't really matter how far across you go. You see? I went across quite a bit. You could go across less. But what does matter is that both sides are the same, because otherwise it won't look like a tail. So now I'm going to take this side and I'm going to fold it right to that crease that I made there. Hold it where you want it, and push your thumbs back to make the crease. Now, fold that back on top of it, and there is our fish. Now, I'm going to do something that nobody ever does in origami because it's against the rules. But since I don't like rules, I like breaking them. I'm going to glue this down because when we're using our fish, we don't want it to be popping up and flopping around. So I'm just going to glue all these loose things with my glue stick, and that's going to make my fish stay flat. Okay, that's enough gluing. And the other thing I'm going to do, which is not against the rules, is I'm going to put an eye on my fish. So I have to decide, is my fish going to go that way? Or is he going to go that way in my movie? Well, I'm going to have him go this way, which means I'm going to put the eye here. You can just put a dot. What I like to do is I like to put a circle with a big dot in the middle, because then it has that fish look about it. Some people like to put a little smiley mouth, but I've never seen a fish that smiles, so I'm not going to put one. You can put one if you like. Now, if you're in kindergarten, you're done. You can practice making this fish 15 times until you're really good at it. And what can you do with it? Well, you can do something really fun. Watch this. You can come over to your window, and you can take your washable Crayola markers, and you can make water on your window. Now you better ask your parents' permission before you do this, and make sure your markers are washable, because if they're not, I'm going to get some phone calls. Then you can tape your fish onto the window, and you can tape many, many fish. You can have a whole aquarium full of fish on your window. How fun would that be? Now, if you want a bit more of a challenge, or if one of your parents is willing to help you, you can totally do what we're going to do next. So what I did with my fish is I took my old iPhone. You can use an iPod if you want. Anything that will take pictures. This is not really a phone because I don't have a plan. It's just a camera. Oops, I just showed you my password. That's all right. Okay, so I set up this setup here with some fish. And the way I did this is called a stop action video. So what I did is I knelt down here, I turned on my camera, and I took 2 or 3 pictures of these fish right there. And then I moved them all a little bit along, and I took another couple of pictures, and I moved this one, took a couple of pictures, take a couple of pictures each time. I moved my fish along, took a couple more pictures, moved them along. Then when they got over here, this took a while, this took about 30 pictures to get to here. Then I said, oh, they've met this big fish. Now I'm going to tell a story where these fish turn around and they run away. So I turned them a little bit, took a couple of pictures, turned them a little bit more, took a couple of pictures. You experiment with it. You have to take a few pictures each time you move your fish. And eventually you can tell whatever story you want to tell. Now, I'm going to show you how to make your story animate. So, this is going to be weird because we're filming my phone. Can you see my phone here? Can you see it? Okay, so now you see this little bar of pictures on the bottom? I'm going to take my finger, and your phones probably all have that bar, and I'm going to move it along and watch what happens. As the pictures go across the phone, you get what's like a video because they move. That's called stop action. That's how cartoons are made. So you're learning about cartoons today. You're learning about cartoons, you're learning about math, and you're learning about art. All at the same time. How cool is that? Now watch, I decided to make this little guy come up and kiss the big guy because he was like his mother. Now what's also fun is that because you're doing this with your finger, you can also go backwards. So now I can run the whole thing backwards. Here they come back, here they turn around, and there they go back to the beginning. Whoops, there's some paintings. So how fun is that? So now I want everybody to try that, and if you have a good time doing it, let me know, and we can do something else cool next week. Bye!